Hi guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. Myself and Rebecca are so unbelievably excited and pleased and happy that we've hit this great milestone. So in response to hitting that great milestone, I basically went on the internet and found 25 questions which I'm going to ask and answer now for you here in this video. So if there's any questions you guys have burning away in your brains and you want to know the answer to, let me know in the comment section down below and I will get them answered for you. In fact, it would be really nice for Rebecca to do these exact same questions, so I might get her to do a little video as well. But without any further ado, these are 25 questions, 1K subscriber edition. What is your dream travel destination? My dream travel destination would be Croatia. I think Croatia looks, at least on paper and on the pictures and the videos I've seen, absolutely incredible. But there's absolutely loads of places in the world that I'd love to go. I'm not very well traveled, but I would love to go to Croatia because it looks amazing. Do you prefer tea or coffee? This is a pretty easy one. Coffee in the morning, tea in the evening. I don't really drink enough liquids, just as a fact, as a rule about me. But I do love a coffee. I'm a big latte guy. I've kind of moved into a little bit of flat white territory, which I know some of the coffee snobs will be saying, that's not proper coffee. Fine, that's what I like. And it's got to be Yorkshire tea every time. What was your favourite subject in school? My favourite subject in school was history. I had a really big fascination with the First and the Second World War during school, and also the Tudors and the Middle Ages I thought was really interesting, and that hasn't really stopped to this day. I love history. History is great. If you could instantly learn any skill, what would it be? See, the wording of this question was kind of funny because the point in learning a skill is to take time over it and to, deliberate over it and get better at it. But if I had to learn a skill instantly, I would say guitar, because guitar players are just cool. They're just cool as, and I won't hear differently. What was your first ever concert? My first ever gig was on the 5th of October in 2008 at the Norwich UEA when I went to go and see Dragon Force when I was 14 years old with my dad. And it's a really fond memory I have with me and my dad because my dad absolutely hated the gig. He thought it was absolutely awful. Looking back on it, I'm not a fan of Dragon Force today at all. But back in 2008, Guitar Hero 3 was massive and they had a song on there that was huge. So that's who we went to go and see. Would I change it for a different band in 2008? Absolutely, but it's still a pretty fun memory. Do you prefer the beach or the mountains? The beach. Every single time. Get me to a beach any day of the week. Who inspires you the most? Well, there's two people who inspire me. My parents inspire me. They are fantastic, hardworking people. But Rebecca inspires me also because, again, just super hardworking, super intelligent, and just doesn't ever stop. It's incredible. What is your go-to comfort food? Well, as you can tell, I like my food. So I would say probably ice cream. I love ice cream. Give me ice cream any day of the week. I've got a massive sweet tooth. Love ice cream. So yeah, probably ice cream, I reckon. Do you like horror films or do you avoid them? I love a good horror film. I think in 2025, horror films have gotten a bit like beard strokey in places, and they're not always as good as what they used to be back in the day. But I do love me a good horror film. What hobby do you love to pick up? Hobbies are a funny one for me because I don't really have very many, but I guess kind of doing YouTube is kind of my hobby. So making and doing and editing YouTube videos and doing this basically. Cats or dogs? Well, I have a cat, so I have to say cats, I guess. I am a dog person. I love dogs, don't get me wrong, but I do have a cat. So in this instance, cats over dogs. Sorry. Do you believe in ghosts or the paranormal? I believe in neither, to be honest. What is your favourite all-time TV show? That would be Dexter in any iteration, whether that's New Blood, Original Sin, or Resurrection. I love Dexter. It is my complete and utter comfort blanket. You can throw on any episode of Dexter and I will just happily watch them en masse. They are fantastic. Big fan of Breaking Bad as well, but you asked my favourite, so it's Dexter. What is your biggest pet peeve? My biggest pet peeve are people who are late. Lateness is something that I cannot be dealing with. mainly because I'm really on time. I'm always really punctual, and if anything, I'm always like early to things. So you invite me to a party for 7 o'clock, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be there at 7 o'clock because I hate being late. So that's my pet peeve. Have you ever had a really weird job? I've had jobs as long as your arm. So yeah, I've had a few weird jobs in my time. I worked in a bottle factory where I had to basically put together the caps that go on talcum powder. So they got the inner bit and the outer bit, and you had to push them together and chuck it in a box for 8 hours a day. So that was a pretty weird job, I guess. Not very fun, but I did it for a bit. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received? Just ask. Just ask the question. Bite the bullet. Do the thing, because you don't know what the answer is going to be. Do you prefer cooking or do you prefer eating out? I love cooking. In mine and Rebecca's marriage, I'm the cook, and I love cooking for her. It's one of my favourite things because I love seeing joy on her face when I make her a nice meal. I make myself a nice meal. It's a really, really lovely thing. So yeah, I prefer to cook. Do like eating out as well at restaurants and things, but cooking a home cooked meal it's good for the soul, I think. Do you play video games? If so, what are your favourites? I do play video games. The last video game I played was Hogwarts Legacy. I played it on my PC, and I loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of the Frontier series, Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo. So I played them a lot. I think I've racked up about 300 hours on Planet Coaster, but say that quietly. It's fine. Yeah, no, so I do play video games. I do enjoy them. What's your guilty pleasure song? This is a trap question. There's no such thing as guilty pleasure. But I'm a big fan of a pop princess. So Sabrina, Billie, Olivia, you're all on my playlist, and I absolutely love them. So but there's no such thing as a guilty playlist. So that is a false don't believe that. It's false. So yeah, enjoy what you enjoy. Who was your childhood hero? I guess I don't really have like a childhood hero, but I would probably say like maybe Batman, because, you know, he takes out bad people, and Vigilante, I guess. I don't really have a hero. So do you prefer reading books or watching movies? When I was younger, I was a big movie guy, and I still am a big movie guy, but books, like, although it takes me quite a while to read a book, but yeah, I find it difficult to read books, but when I get stuck in a book, I love it. So yeah, I recently finished Stephen King's It, which was fantastic. If you know that book, it's about that thick and it's like a Bible, but I finally got through it and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I do enjoy reading. It just takes me that little bit longer. One thing on your bucket list. I don't really know. I guess maybe something crazy. When you get to that point in your life where you have like a midlife crisis, maybe I'll go skydiving or something. Do you believe in fate, or do we make our own path? This is a really interesting one for me, because I don't believe in fate as in like a religious fate, like so that a god of any description has laid out a path for us. I don't believe that, but I believe you make your own luck in life, and you make your decisions, and decisions have consequences. So take that as you will. So I guess I believe in a fate of if I do good things will come to me. So is that fate? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. Not too sure on that one. Have you met anyone famous? Define famous. I've met a few famous people, I guess. Obviously going to a lot of gigs when I've been growing up and stuff. I've met a few musicians. I've interviewed a few musicians on my podcast channels, but not anyone who springs to mind right here, right now. No, I guess not. But I guess I've met a few people. Like probably the most credible would be the late great Joey Jordison of Slipknot. I met him when they performed with Murder Dolls. So I guess that's a famous person, I guess. So this is the last question. What is your go-to karaoke song? Karaoke is such a thing that I don't take seriously, but I also take seriously. So I think if you're picking a song for karaoke, you've got to be able to. Everyone's got to know the words. It's got to be a really popular song because you get people on board with it. But also it's got to be upbeat. You don't want to Adele or Sam Smith. Not that there's anything wrong with those people, but sad songs don't work for karaoke. So I'm going to go with Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. thank you very much for watching this Q&A. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers, and I will try and get Rebecca to do this Q&A as well. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. Peace and love always. Bye-bye for now. See you soon.